Under the Skin. Possibly one of the most underappreciated and praised films of this last decade for its originality from the critics and people who watched it. It is very different. It stars Scarlett Johansson, or Black Widow, as an alien in the flesh of a human sent on a mission that we don't know about, which gives the film a mysterious vibe to it, picking up men, preserving their bodies in ways that you can describe as art. And a lot of scenes where she's picking up these men, basically playing as an Uber or asking if anybody needs a ride. Totally unbeknownst to the men she was talking to, because essentially they were not actors, they didn't know they were being filmed, and that's part of the way the film was trying to reach towards a sense of realism. And then afterwards they had to sign a clause saying it was okay if their scenes were included in the movie after being told, okay, this is for a movie. And that's kind of ballsy to try that. And the film was filmed in Scotland, so a lot of people didn't recognize Scarlett Johansson. But then eventually she starts getting like human emotions that we would feel, and it starts to affect her mission. Check it out. And next up, Your Name. Animated movie about a boy and a girl in Japan that suddenly switch bodies and then processing it, then switching back and forth, trying to understand what's going on, then eventually leads to a romance where they're trying to connect, understand the mystery of what's going on. Kind of like a really well-made love story, really unconventional, beautifully animated. Like, gosh, this is a great, gorgeous movie. One of my friends recommended this movie to me, and I'm glad I watched it. Thank you, buddy. And now another animated movie called Wolf Children, about a mother that falls in love with a man that ends up being the last wolf in his heritage. And from the start, romance ensues, and they both do the chicken dance. I'm sorry, I'm just really uncomfortable with saying they have sex. And afterwards, through some unfortunate events, it's just her raising these children, and they end up inheriting the wolf gene. And very beautiful, beautifully done story, animation-wise, spectacular, kind of like Studio Ghibli-ish. And I remember watching it back 5 years ago, and I cried manly tears. Tears I have not shed since I watched the re-release of Titanic in 2012. I am a man. Oh, SpongeBob reference, I don't know. The Social Network, starring Jesse Eisenberg. Yep, this is about the making of MySpace. And for cinematic purposes, just capturing that story, encapsulating it into a whole 2-hour movie, like the making of Facebook, and looking at Mark Zuckerberg, this man that possibly might be on the spectrum or has like really bad social skills, but yet makes a website that is accessible for socializing. It took me a while to watch this one, but I finally got around to watching it, and I was glad I did. Glad I did. That's a word I use too much. I should say something else. A+ movie, because otherwise, why would I put a number 25? Ha! Starting with Francis. Ha! You know, like that sound you make when you're going on a roller coaster. Ha! You might be thinking to yourself, David, that looks like some old 1960s black and white fartsy film. You are half right. The film stylistically was filmed to be in black and white, and sort of like reminiscence of the French New Wave from the 60s that were very influential for filmmakers in the 70s, such as Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, like changing and experimenting with the editing process. A little lesson for y'all avid movie watchers. But this is about a woman named Frances, played by Greta Gerwig, who directed Ladybird, which I will get to here shortly. She plays as a person still trying to figure out who they are in life, and that's something you and I can probably relate to. So her character is basically an eccentric dancer wannabe, not necessarily the best in the world, and you go through her journey and you're rooting for her the entire time, And you could probably see yourself as like maybe you're probably the same age as me, as this is more geared towards like young adults like you and I. That maybe you're being peer pressured to do something with your life. You are, maybe it's not working out. You just gotta find the right path towards the highest top of the mountain. If it doesn't work, take another path. But in the same while, it's not in the slightest all depressing. It's a really upbeat, energetic movie, like a shot of adrenaline. And this movie was written by her now fiance Noah Baumbach, the guy that made the Marriage Story with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. Also, Adam Driver is one of the supporting characters in this movie, and he's great in it too. So I love the acting in this movie. It was fun. I love Greta Gerwig. She's a good director. And now on the whole Greta Gerwig bandwagon, her first directorial debut, Lady Bird. Now, when I first heard about this movie, it was described as a love story between a mother and a daughter. And the immature side of me was like, oh, so it's about incest. No. And it's fairly short, around like 90 minutes. It's the type of movie that's kind of like told like through memories. Like, you don't really get like completed scenes, but sometimes scene transitions work. And it's basically, it's kind of like the same characteristic as her character from Frances Ha. Or, I'm sorry, Ha! But except the central relationship in the story is between the mother and the daughter. And the main character, played by Saoirse Ronan, I probably butchered that. Oh well. I think she's Scottish. Where she's not really entirely happy with herself. With a conversation with her mother, if I remember, she's kind of like at her lowest, and where the mother tells her, I just want you to be the best that you can be. And she responds with, maybe this is the best me, saying this isn't good enough. Paraphrasing, but probably butchered it. A very pleasant movie, short and sweet to the point. Gone Girl, directed by David Fincher, the same director as The Social Network. I'll just let this conversation I had with my brother and I at the time just give you the short synopsis of the movie.
Perry?
Tyler Perry?
Yeah, he was one of the people in Gone Girl.
Yeah, he was like, I think he was like a lawyer for Ben Affleck's character.
As good, memorable characters, I really like Tyler Perry. Damn it, why did I have to see Neil Patrick Harris's penis? What the...
Next up, Room. A beautiful story between a mother and her young boy, where they're basically held hostage by a crazy man, where she, played by Brie Larson, and her son, Jacob Tremblay, he's essentially born in this room, and this room is his whole entire universe. He has not seen the real world. Nothing past that little room they're in. Hence the title, Room. Really great movie. I definitely would say that she did deserve to win the award for Best Actress. And I was excited to see that she was playing Captain Marvel, but her comments, though, just really turned me off. Not gonna lie, but still, great movie. And I don't know if her reputation now kind of soured people's appreciation for this movie, considering the fact she won, but it's still a good movie regardless. Now, next up, Arrival, starring Amy Adams, and the year where she also played in the other film, Nocturnal Animals. So pretty much so 2016 was a big year for her. But my word, she was snubbed for Best Actress. She did not get a nomination for anything. And I would say out of the two, she should have probably been nominated for this one at least, because she was great. And plus it's like PG-13, so this is more accessible and probably like Academy friendly. But also, this was directed by Denis Villeneuve. So I don't know if this was even nominated for any Oscars, but I say overall this film was snubbed. But besides that, this is a pretty expertly made sci-fi drama where this group of aliens ends up landing, I think, in Oklahoma. Like, not in like some traditional cliche place like New York or the White House, D.C. And she can't interpret these sign languages that the aliens are trying to direct to humanity. And it's gripping. Jeremy Renner's is also good. Shows that he's more than Buckeye. wait, Buckeye, Blackhawk, is that what his character was in Marvel? If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and give it a watch. It's fairly cheap because I've always seen this at like Best Buy or FYE, FYI for your entertainment, at least under $10 on the Blu-ray. So this is at least worth it. Plus it comes with digital HD, which I think it's expired. Huh. Well, looks like the code was expired in February of this year. If it's possible, you can take the code and get a free digital copy of it. My gift to you for watching this video. I'm sorry.